Hello. So I've been working on this Pachinko-Like roguelike game, which still has no name. I'm not really sure what to call it yet. I don't know. Since the last devlog, I've added a lot of upgrades and systems, so I'm going to go through a lot of it now. I won't go through all of it because I'll be here forever. So let's start with the shop. So the shop now has a nice animated sign, and each shop has its own unique pattern. There's an options button, which does completely nothing, it's fake. The number of upgrade buttons will start at 2, with just a single shop button, but you can change that with raffle tickets. So each raffle ticket will add something to the run, such as this one, which gives an extra shop button, an extra cartridge, extra ball slot, extra peg panel, extra upgrade position, and an extra upgrade. There are 13 balls so far. We'll start with the bean ball. I know it says grey ball on the description, please ignore that. In fact, ignore all the descriptions. So, bean ball has a large destructive radius when destroyed. Teleport ball. Death ball, which are immune to skull pegs. In fact, every time it collides with a skull peg, it will multiply the score by 1.5. Bubble ball, which spawns a bubble with every peg hit. Next are the coloured balls. So these can re-trigger pegs of the same colour. So you can hit a peg and get double the score that you usually would. Pink ball, which increases the hit scores of pegs for the first 15 collisions. Grey ball, which is a normal ball. Target ball, so any pegs on the pegboard will fire bullets at the ball every 2 seconds. Dice ball, this has 2 effects, so with each collision there's a 7% chance it will double the peg score, which is indicated by this white flash, and a 1% chance to yield 10 points. And plasma ball, this also has 2 effects. The first hit will strengthen nearby pegs, and then it has a 5% chance to strengthen a peg with each collision. So let's have a look at the peg shop. We have bomb peg, which blows up and hits nearby pegs. Coin peg, which yields 1 coin per collision. Helmet, which is the strongest thing in the game. It basically doubles the total score when you collide with it, and you can collide with it twice. Shock peg, this shocks neighbouring pegs. Spin peg, which it doesn't do anything at the moment, I'm still working on it. Thunder peg, which shocks all the pegs in the arena. Royal coin peg, this turns the ball into a golden ball that yields 1 coin for each collision. Multi-peg, this clones the current ball you have, so you've got 2 of them. Fire peg, turns the ball into a fiery ball and multiplies pegs by 2. Death peg or skull peg, this destroys the ball and neighbouring pegs. Heart peg, which turns the ball into its pink version for 15 hits. And of course you have the normal coloured scoring pegs. arena upgrades. So in the last devlog I showed like the wall gun, the wall laser and the floor gate. I've made a few more. I'm going to call them coloured cloners for now because I don't have a name for them, but basically, like with this red one for instance, it turns a random peg into a red peg when the ball collides with the wall for 4 times. This is also the case for the blue version, but the green and purple versions require 5 wall hits. Rattle. It is positioned at the bottom of the arena. It can bounce the ball back up, and each time the ball collides with Rattle, it will multiply the mult panel by 1.5. Probably my favourite part of the game is the cups. They're a lot of fun. So this is the 1-up cup, which holds 30 coins, and once it's full, the button on the front will flash, and the player can press it to spawn a random ball that costs 20 coins. You get the red peg cup, which holds 8 coins and will double the score of red pegs once it's full. If it fills up at the end of a round, it will flash and hold the charge till you start the next one. Next is blue peg cup, which is the same as the previous one but for blue pegs. Muscle cup, similar to the peg cups, but it holds more coins and doubles the scores of all the pegs. I've animated the arm that flexes as you fill the cup. Bucket, which holds a lot of coins. Last but certainly not least, Dragon Cup. This can hold 100 coins. If you reach your target score with just 1 shot, it doubles the money in the cup. If you don't though, it will eat half the coins in the cup. Upgrades. So I've done 26 upgrades so far. I'm not going to go through them all because I can't be bothered. I'll cover most of them though, and in no particular order, just depends on which ones I come across during the run. So Red Rose, which multiplies the red score by 10, so increasing it from 2 to 20. Bullquake. So when a ball is destroyed, a laser will travel along the arena, hitting all the pegs. Area Boom. So every 10 hits causes a small explosion around the ball, giving extra hits on the pegs. Extra Ball, which gives you a random extra ball to shoot at the start of the round. Upgrade Wheel. This adds 1 mult to the multiply panel for each active upgrade. This upgrade is actually really powerful, particularly at the beginning of a run. Blood Money yields 1 coin for each destroyed red peg. Green bean adds 2 malt to the multiplier for each destroyed green peg. Yellow clone. For every 5 hits on a yellow peg, it will turn a red one into a yellow peg. Yellow dust. If a yellow peg is destroyed, it multiplies the score by 1.5 and yields 5 coins. Super peg. It chooses a random peg, and once the ball is in play, will keep doubling its score every 2 seconds. Mini balls. So every 20 hits, 2 mini balls will spawn. These can provide 5 extra hits before being destroyed. Death counter. So for each death peg destroyed, it increases by 0.1. Oh, coincidentally, we have a boss round. This guy will eat the malt on the multiply panel and spawn a death peg instead. Peg collector. So similar to death counter, but its malt increases with each new peg bought instead. Last shot, so multiply score by 3 on your last ball shot. Purple plus, each purple peg collision adds 10 points to all purple peg scores. I'll quickly show money balls as well, which yields 2 coins for each remaining ball at the end of the round. Purple power. When destroyed, it doubles the scores of all remaining pegs. Powerful upgrade, but harder to destroy compared to red, blue and green ones. Lucky break. For each peg destroyed, there's a 5% chance that it will yield 10 coins. Blue mason. So for each blue peg destroyed, it adds 3 to all future blue pegs permanently. Chosen ones. So this highlights 4 random pegs. If you destroy these, a super coin will spawn on the peg board. Peg broad. Don't worry, I'm gonna go over these names and come up with some better ones. So this is a very strong upgrade at the beginning and becomes less powerful as you progress. Empty space. This is probably one of the strongest upgrades so far. It multiplies the score by 1.5 for each empty ball slot. Smart peg. If you hit all peg colours, it will spawn a random peg on the peg board. And that's as far as I'm going to go because I can't be bothered to read all of them. That was a lot. So I've made 26 upgrades so far. I'm going to keep making more. I'm not sure what number to settle on. I might do 1 or 2 more balls, but I don't feel the need to do many more balls, to be honest. Arena upgrades, I could do a few more. but I'm not entirely sure what yet. Some of them need to be debuffed. Cups, could do with a few more cups, some fun ones. I did have an idea about a raffle ticket that would let you hold 2 cups, and you could kind of swap their positions during the run. That could be interesting. I'll have to see. But I think I'm close now where I can start thinking about setting up a new Steam page and making a trailer. I'd like to work on making more boss rounds and have some wacky events that would excite a viewer. Because particularly in these kinds of games, people like a bit of chaos. And like, I could literally have a lever that drops 100 balls into the arena. Like, I don't know. But let me know what you think of the game so far. And if you have any ideas for upgrades, let me know. And thank you for watching.